the teachers, students, and parents. First of all, my hearty Teachers Day wishes to all the teachers who dedicate their knowledge to create great future for the students. And first of all, Teachers Day is celebrated on different days in different countries, right? In India, every year we celebrate the Teachers Day on 5th September to respect the birth anniversary of renowned scholar, recipient of Bharat Ratna, first Vice President and second President of independent India, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. And it's a honor that today we have a special person with us.
So Dr. Subramanya Sharma. So he's a businessman and entrepreneur, founder of Sudiksha Groups, and the most important, he is the grandson of our first Vice President and second President of India, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. So hello, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Hi, I'm very fine. Very, very fine.
Yes, sir. So first of all,
Happy Teachers Day to you and a lot of people around the country.
Thank you so much, sir. Happy Teachers Day, sir. You're really an inspiration for us because I think this session is going to be amazing because we are going to discuss lots of things which is going to inspire many students of our nation. So first of all, thank you so much, sir, for spending your valuable time with us. And this session will be helpful for students to empower. And actually, Destiny is always focused on creating a revolution in every student's life. And we are very happy to have a revolutionary person like you today, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So let me introduce myself. My name is Sheikh Adam Samula. I am mentor of Destiny. And on behalf of Destiny and on this Teachers Day through this event, on behalf of student and teacher, I would like to ask you some questions to you, sir. So shall I start, sir?
Yes, very good. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So my first question of the day is, actually tell us about your grandfather, sir. The inspiring thing which we should learn from him, sir.
See, as everybody knows that Dr. Radhakrishnan's birthday is celebrated as Teachers Day. But if you want to see the life, Teachers Day is nothing but celebration of a life. The life of a teacher, life of a person who has inspired billions of people across the world. But if you see the early days of Dr. Radhakrishnan, he was born in a very, very small, tiny village of Tirutani in Tamil Nadu. And from there on, gone back to the world and shown that a man who has been excelling in academics has come back. We know the journey was very, very wonderful. And when we are celebrating it, we say that the man has achieved things. But the humble beginning, the person would have had, right? And having, what you call that, Varadana, where people go, the student has to go to every house on every day to each one house to have the food for them. And they are all, and on a weekly, they are 7 days, they have to go to visit 7 different houses for having their food. And all these people also help them to get for their fees, education. And they all become, after all these tough times, a person would have traveled across to hold the world's #1 position. That's the President of India, the very, very coveted position. That is the period where India just got independence. And being the first Vice President next to Babu Rajendra Prasad and being the 2-time President of this country. And he never forgotten that he was a teacher. So he always looked back to is that there are 2 things which was inside him. One of the greatest thing of him, he was a student all his life. Whenever I hear his stories, when I see a lot of people share their experience toward Dr. SR, being the family member, being part of this great legacy, when I travel through and go through all these things, when I've been experiencing such a wonderful moments when people share their and some celebrations of their life of such a legend, whom we call as the modern day Swami Vivekananda, a man who was a philosopher, who was an educationist, who is a teacher, who wanted his birthday to be celebrated as a teacher. I always tell them that this is one thing which inspires anybody, that a common, humble beginning of a man from any remote part of the country can achieve the laurels for a century. Still people remember, and 3 generations thereof, people still say that a legend was born in this country, and their family is also being taken into consideration today to celebrate a life of a legend. I think this is very, very inspiring for everybody, including me.
Yes, sir.
One of the things is that, carrying that big legacy is not a joke. Today, it's not
Yes, sir.
easy to carry a legacy of a legend. And man, is such a humble being. And that makes you more humble and simpler. And this is what everybody has to get inspired, that we should not feel bad when we are born to such a small, humble beginning. Every small beginning and a humble beginning can take you to greater heights. I think that's what I personally believe in. This is what anybody can take as an inspiration.
Yes, sir. It was truly inspiring. And on this auspicious day, Teachers' Day, it's a pleasure that we have got this opportunity to know this from you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And let me move on to my next question. And in your point of view, what kind of qualities a teacher should have, sir?
See, this very strange question because you can't define a teacher.
Okay.
So a teacher is somebody whom we adopt. It should be more a student's perspective, right?
Because our conversation, most of the teachers will be watching right now, and
Yeah.
I want you to give some advice to our teachers, because basically I'm also a teacher. I also wanted to know from you, sir. That's right.
I'm also a teacher, so
Yeah.
well, I'm also an educationist, academician, and I do teach, and we also practice. What I look any students to look forward to a teacher or what a teacher. I see that over a period of a time, India comes with a strong, rich heritage, culture, and tradition. That's what we are all. We are all proud of. The country is today proud of a strong tradition, culture, and that is what is a teacher is all about. And when we have seen the parampara, and right from you talking about Ramayana days, Mahabharata days, the Guru Shishya parampara was something which you have grown up. You have learned the story. The epic teaches us that even Rama had a teacher, even Arjuna had a teacher. Today we call them that. See, a teacher has to be a person whom every student should look upon to them beyond their call of duty, because a teacher is a teacher. So there is no synonym for a teacher, and see, teacher has to live up to that. And if every teacher can look upon to a student as a guy, a person who would have born to this country to give back a lot to the nation, I think teachers have a lot to shape up. A teacher can look into it that any child today is a raw child, right? It comes with that every child is born the same way, and everybody is a God's children. And teacher is the one person who carries on the responsibility of
Yes,
molding
sir.
a child to a man, whoever it is, which has been celebrated decades, years, thousands of years, again and again. We are talking about a lot of the legends who are born in this country. Today, when we are celebrating celebration of a Teacher's Day, one thing reminds me that he was a great teacher, and the students are celebrating. All the teachers today were one day a student. So if the
Yes,
teachers
sir.
believe that they can have a great student-teacher relationship, if this has been built, already it is getting built up, and if we think we are really putting more effort towards that, I think a teacher's job is the most contented job than any other job. I don't say it is a job; it's a training, it's a mentoring. You can call anything. A teacher is defined. A teacher has to look upon to the brighter side of a child, and if
Yes, sir.
that's going to happen, we are going to produce thousands of Radhakrishnans in this country. That's what I strongly feel. So.
Yes, sir. And if I ask you to give any one strong advice to a teacher, what it would be, sir? One strong advice to a teacher.
Actually, being a teacher myself, I tell you that don't limit yourself. Give everything what you have gained, and make sure the child comes back to you again and again, and keep sharing your knowledge to the children, because they are the future. You are yesterday, we are today, they are tomorrow. So every teacher
Yes, sir.
should.
Yes, sir. Wonderful, sir. It was really inspiring. And let me move on to the next question, sir. And how do you approach discipline, and what role does it play in learning, sir?
See, we are a very, very, what do you call, a diversified country. Still now, we call India as the most powerhouse for that, because we have been watching past few months now, the Olympics, Para-Olympics. Sports gives you a great level. Today, I think still the medals tally of India is continuously reigning in Tokyo Para-Olympics. If you see that as a spirit of a person, if you see discipline, it's a self-inclined discipline. We have been taught the basic. We still come under the same school of thought that Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. We call everybody as Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, and he is a teacher. And if you want to discipline yourself, you have to become teacher yourself. You are the first teacher. When your thought process become a teacher, you learn everything and unlearn everything on a daily basis. When your mother teaches you, the dad teaches you, your siblings teaches you on a daily basis. Not necessarily it's the school curriculum, it is not being there, but every day you learn. And if you're on this process, when you're having discipline in yourself, that what is the goal I want to set up myself? What is that I'm going to do? And that gives you that discipline is nothing but about the way of living. What is the way I'm going to live? And that is being there. And it's a great learning. If you think that discipline is my motto, I need to be disciplined. I need to have, what you call time management. I need to understand that I need to be good to the fellow citizens. I need to be a good citizen of this country. I need to be a great employee. I need to be a good student. Tell me any walks of life. What is that you feel so? That becomes your discipline. Your walk of life is discipline. If you are planning that way, your discipline, you are going to be a learner all your life. If you want to be that. So discipline is an integral part of it's basically an attitude. Discipline is that thing is written. You carry an attitude towards that this is what I want in my life, this is the way I want to do, and this is my way of living, and this is what I want to achieve. Then discipline becomes an attitude, learning becomes your way of living. This is what is all about.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And in Destiny, actually, we give importance to students' dream. We always used to say students to have a dream, and we identify it through their area of interest and all. And today, on this Teachers' Day, on behalf of every student and parent and teacher, I just wanted to ask you, what was your dream when you were young, sir?
See, every time dream is again reinvented every day. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Child, you would have dreamed something, you want to become something, you thought of a sports person, you want to be excelling in your academics, but somewhere in the line, today if I go back and see, what would have been my dream? At that time, they asked me, at that time somebody would have said, no, I was very youngster, I would have said, no, I want to be a pilot, I want to be a cricketer, I would have done. But today, if I see back that whatever the past 47 years I would have seen in my life, I always say, I want to give back something to society. Maybe the way I live till today and the way I'm looking forward, I have always think that I need to serve the nation. So that was deep in my thought. I think that is the way I shaped my life today. That's my dream. I want to give back something to society in whatever the way I wanted. I mean, whatever the little I'm able to do today to the country and the nation and the people, I think my dream was always to be part of the people. I'm a more a people's man today.
Yes, it was very happy to hear this from you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And to become a successful man, sir, like you, what kind of qualities a student should have, sir?
See, success is an element. How you define success, how you see success. For me, success is all about, as you said, the earlier question was that I want to dream.
Yes,
success
sir.
is all about dreaming and fulfilling. If you are able to fulfill the path what you would have taken is all about the discipline. And if you really see, personally, if you say I'm successful, if you see so, I still say success is something which is infinite, and you keep on reinventing, success keep on reinventing itself. So for me, success is all about a person's life ambition, what you want to achieve. And if you want to really do that, right, give you the best. I think every child born in this country comes with that quality, that knowledge, everything, and they're great learners. And if you really want to be successful, the qualities should be very, very clear. A great learner, right, a great student, and a high amount of integrity. Right? We talk about big, big words, but ultimately at the micro level of it, we still learn that how Gandhiji lived, how Radhakrishnan lived. They all lived with sincerity, honesty, they had a respect for elders. Somewhere we have seen there's high amount of obedience. Somewhere high amount of learning, that I want to become something. I want to learn from so. I've been inspired by a lot of people, and you see a lot of walks of life. You can read a lot of autobiographies. For me personally, when I was traveling in my life, it was very turdy, very ups and downs in my life. I was personally seeing where I'm heading for. Lot many times I was getting diversified myself that, okay, in studies when you have started doing that financially, you become weak because of your family circumstances. Suddenly you need to start excelling because you need to get scholarship. And so what else you do? So you need to keep qualifying yourself, look forward for the bigger opportunities. So always the learning curve should not die. So you have to keep that ambition should not die. You cannot, fall down because you are going to have all the testing times in life. So personally, I had very very tough times. Every moment of my life till today it was very tough journey, very painful. But what was very inspiring in this entire process is that I started enjoying it. I said, this is the passion. This is what the obstacle for me to make sure I convert every obstacle as my path of destination. So, whenever I was overcoming an obstacle in my life with a very, very positive mindset, I realized one thing very clearly that this is the problem to be solved. It's a mathematical problem for you. If you solve it, you're going to be 100%. So, every time there is a question paper given to you and you start solving it, this is the God's way of living. And if you want to be successful, please start facing questions. Please face criticism. Please ask questions. People should be, every time you'll get a question, you'll get a roadblock. You say that, yes, this is stop, this is what is there. And whenever when you are more disciplined and you're more focused on a particular thing, more number of question papers are going to come. Never lose heart. Never lose your sight on the destination where you want to reach. I think that is one strong will or determination of the person will take you to any big heights in life. I think till the time whenever I was traveling till today, and I'm also still traveling, and I strongly felt that all the questions I've been answering. So I'm being so a lot of people like you and friends like you keep telling me that I'm successful, but successful is only that element. I passed one step in my life, so that is not the ultimate destination. Keep aiming for more, keep scaling up more, increase your bandwidth. I think the more you start passing out to the step one, step two, step three, you don't know one day you not would have believed that you have achieved that excellence. That is the 100% what you are talking about. The 100th step will come when you start solving the first step. So don't get degraded, don't get down, don't get demotivated. And for you, you are the leader for yourself and you are a teacher for yourself. If this is the focus in your life, I think every individual is successful.
Yes, sir, exactly. So like from your experience, what I learned is the positive mindset is the basic reason behind your success, right, sir? So every student should be always have a positive mindset, right?
True.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And when you talk about education of this time, what is your view about the future education for students, sir? Because from when we see for past before 10 years or 20 years, the education system by that time was different when compared to this time. Because now it is a time of e-learning, right? So what is your thought process and what is your view about the future education for students, sir?
See, I am an era of earlier generation, present
Yeah.
generation, future generation. So I am a
What kind
fan.
of difference you can see, sir, when compared to your
Okay.
time
So
education and now?
we had no options. Options were
Yeah,
very limited. Okay, and we cannot learn parallelly. Okay, technology was nowhere
yeah,
in the sight. Okay,
yeah,
you are dependent on certain amount of textbooks, limited knowledge. So whenever you
yeah.
want to seek a knowledge, you are really the hunger of knowledge made you to go in search of things. But today, I've been closely watching Destiny personally. Learning is available to you. Data is available. Information is available to you. Every hunger for your learning, the thirst is filled by Destiny. So that's why
Yes,
when I was spending with your team, one thing I
yes,
found that so you are catering to every need of a child, right? If, it's like that. I go to a restaurant, I'm hunger, right? I'm getting a menu of all the things. But I used to go. We were in a scenario where we had a prescribed meal. So you have been there.
yes,
Beyond that, if you want it, you don't know where to go. But here today, the menu card is very high. The options are very great. So
yes, sir.
students are highly benefited if they look into it. They can do multi degree at a single time. For us at that time we used to do only one graduation, right? You can't do multi graduation. So
Yes, sir.
today, and second, you have to go to your school. You have a holiday. Your sub syllabus is missed out, so you need to do what you call extra classes. Here it is
Yeah,
not there. And if the teacher is on a leave or if the if I'm not able to get classes for whatever the reasons, for information more beyond that also. For example, we were given a particular syllabi and we have been only reading to that. Beyond that, if I want to have an information, it was really tough at that period of time. Let me be very honest on that.
Yes,
Even
sir.
we,
In today's generation, everybody is using the Google to check the answers. But in your time, you need to go to library to take
we
some
don't
books
know,
and take references.
yeah, we don't know anything called what is called Google.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is the time when we had a first generation computer where there was at least the entire building was covered with a computer. Data was fed somewhere, the answer sheets were somewhere. So you to learn, understand that technology was also has become very tough for us. But
Yes.
today, but yes, of course, anybody who want to learn at that time, we were literally made to run from shelter to skelter. We used to go to library, pick up the data, out.
Yes.
We used to go back to the teachers. We used to ask them, please refer us the books where to be done. The authors we used to go. Today, a child gets everything online, sitting in a home. And beyond that, if they want, still the data is available. You want to know about anybody, you get every information. You want to know what biography, you know, which year, what has happened. You want to have more, a lot of people have even commented on it. So, so knowledge is everywhere. So
Yes.
their child gets it. So now, the presently, thanks to the present Prime Minister who is implementing the new education policy, I strongly feel that any person should support it because a lot of new things are happening to the country. Anything for the development, we have to support the nation.
Yes, sir.
I think
Exactly.
the today's child, the bigger challenge is that what all they want to learn, they can learn, provided their thought process of learning should never stop. They have to seek more knowledge. And I always say ignorance is a bliss, but people should seek knowledge.
Yes, sir, exactly. And even as you are sharing your experience, I suddenly remember my father, because my father used to tell me in recent days that in his days, while he was doing education, it was very tough for him to take references and all. And now, as I'm a teacher in Destiny, I used to take classes through online. So students of this generation gets many facilities to learn more from internet, right?
Correct.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Lot of information people get. Today, a
Yes,
child
sir.
gets information from across the country, across the world. They want to know something about Europe, they can get an information.
Yeah.
So I still remember when we want to know, we had a atlas, the maps used to have. Today, by press of a button, we know which place, which equator a country
Yes.
is like.
Even we can see the satellite view itself.
Correct.
Satellite with the street images and all.
So knowledge is available in abundance. So we
Yes.
need to keep seeking knowledge. So that is the
Yes, sir.
opportunity. Opportunities are there. Technology has helped every child to gear up for the coming decades and the generations to come.
Yes, sir, exactly. And sir, actually, today's generation students, for doing their education, also they need parent support, right? So tell us about your parents, sir. How supportive they were in your days, and what kind of advice you would like to give to all the parents of today's generation?
See, that way I am the most blessed child, I can say so. I had a great parents, and my dad is no more, but my mother is still there around. And one of the biggest thing which has come, the revealing factor, every child should be able to face it, that during that time we had guidance, and when we go back from the school, come back to home, and when we are talking to them, when we have been, we have been, the parents have been together with us, and but one of the best part of life at that moment for us was that even though we are talking about 3 decades back, the parents are so advanced in that you can choose your career, and my dad never said that you want to become something in your life. He said when you want to do what you want. So that's where a lot of generation at that period were not ready. So they were not really geared up for that type of a scenario, because they are also at that moment, once again, they come with an era where no technology. We had a prescribed textbook that you need to go to a particular course. Then you say that your child is the most intelligent child. And if you do a doctor or an engineer at that time of them, they're called as the most lucrative or the most best of the professions. If somebody comes back to your child at that point of time and say that I want to be a teacher, I don't think how many people would have recommended. That's where there, and that is the critical time of our lives where our parents were very, very supportive in that time. They were being telling us that whatever that you want to do, you can achieve it. And I think that was the thing which makes us successful. So we have been told to do. And my personal choice for every parent, I do tell them. So a lot of parents I do meet in a lot of meetings. They bring their child and tell me that please advise the child. I tell them that child don't need the advice, the parent needs the advice. The reason is please follow them. They are the new generation, correct? They are the bigger
Exactly,
version of us.
exactly.
So if a
Because
teacher,
in parents used to give importance to others' opinion. They never
correct.
listen to children's, right?
Children's opinions are very important today.
Very important, yes.
So you should know what the child wants, where the child wants. See, I always
Yes.
tell the parent when the child is born, when the child is walking, baby step, the parent want to walk with the child because the child doesn't want to fall down. While this journey very interesting for them, and as the child grows up, we are imposing a rule on a child that no, the child has to be like this, child has to do like this, rather than telling them that we never go and tell a child what do you want to become. And luckily for me that that option was available for me very early part of my life. I was able to choose what I want to become at that point. Today, if you really ask somebody, what the parents would have been known, we said at that time, if you are an engineer, you've been told a great engineer, a great doctor, and they say that that's a very, yet of course, they are a great profession, no doubt on that. If the child really don't want to become it, you want to be a great chartered accountant, you want to be a great IAS officer, they want to do something, any profession they want. If the child seriously want to say that I want to teach, why can't you allow the child to be a teacher? A teacher can be a great teacher also.
Yes.
So I keep telling every parent whomever I met, I said that today's generation, please follow the child. See what the child wants. That will be the greater thing that what the child wants than you impose a rule. Because I come from an era where that is different. If I don't keep update myself every day, every moment today, how you there? There were the days when, believe me, one of the biggest thing happened recent past of that. They are coming out with the pandemic. 100 years back, we have not seen. It was
Yeah.
100 years back, India faced it. And during this pandemic, I come from an era where we meet people regularly, talk to them, we state appointments with our busy schedule. I tell them, no, they slot in them timing, we are pushing for it. Today, I don't need to be there. And we used to travel long, long distance to meet people. Today, sitting in any place of the nook and corner of the country or the world, any person can interact with them and no traveling time, sitting on a computer, you can do that. And this is what technology has brought in for us. If technology has brought in a lot of maneuvering in the terms of how the nation is developing, why technology is not bringing in our thought process? The thought process says that we also should maneuver our thought process, saying that we have to also move towards what a child wants. Child is also coming with that. So if you look forward, that as it, and I think that will be very, very serious, strong advice. Be with your child altogether life. The child looks forward for your direction, not for your dictatorship. So please give them right directions. Allow the child to go, and whenever the child want to go, please guide them, handhold them, allow them to do what they want. I think they'll be a great leader in whatever they are pursuing. So I wish every parent should take it very seriously. The child don't need a parent need a child. So if that was the case, please understand that you are a child's parent than a parent's child. Because you are a
Yes,
child.
sir. That was really a great tagline, sir. That is like every parent should give importance to their child, right? Yeah, that was really great. And as you are telling about pandemic, so I just wanted to ask, that is my next question. So during this pandemic, most of the students have not received proper education. And students, I had been talking to students in Destiny. Students are worried and scared knowing that they are stepping forward to higher classes. And what would you like to advise them, sir? Advise those students for being worried.
See, I keep telling very lighter moment. No, pandemic, the children learned more than what they will learn in a class. Poor child. Because
Yeah,
they were thinking that, I'm going to learn less, learn less. They've been so much pressurized, so much stressed out that,
yeah,
they started learning more because they were always feeling the scare, the scare was there. I tell every child, never be scared. Scare is a very, very negative word, What scares you, you have to know how to overcome. Scare is just a momentary, feeling for you. It's just a feeling. It's a sense of feeling. I never scared in my life in 47 years. That's a very big thing. If people say you are successful, I never scared for it. But I was very much interested that some challenge is coming to me. So I was more happy. Okay, today the new challenge has come. So never it scared me in my life. So I always tell what it has happened to me. I said that why you are scaring? What makes you scared? Scared of what? Scared of what is something. But unfortunately, pandemic, every child has no limitation. That is where the problem came up. The scare happened because we brought in the fear in themselves. Oh, I'm going to read less. They started reading more than what is required. So the pressure and stress was internal. It was not external.
Yes.
The scare was on the health perspective. There was some pandemic. Yes, we have been indoors. Yes, that's all there. But the internal scare was almost there. That fear of failure is always there. I always tell people, never fear for failure. Because what is called failure and a success, it is defined by you. Right? If you say that,
yes, sir.
a lot of people said that, it's not a big statement from me. He said, if it is failure is the first step of success, please take the first step. Or you are fearing for it. So please fail. The more you fail, you'll be more successful. So that's one more experimentation. And I was to take one step at a time. Why every child should be fearing that. Let us take one step at a time. Why we are looking forward. I get a lot of time, the stress around the external factors. I can tell you, it may not be a parent, but they go and say the friends who are there. I always tell them in the school I was never a very, very bad sportsman. So I always think that, in a running race, I always used to come last. One of the fear was that the 5 people were running more faster than me. So that was there, because I was not concentrating on my running. I was more concentrating on what is my fellow runner was doing. That is where we fail. I always say that was one of my time. And I realized that people should not see what their others are running. If you see a guy like Usain Bolt, when you see him, there's a guy who, seamlessly, he take it with ease, he makes sometimes mockery of that 100-meter race. Whenever I've seen a lot of 100-meter race where in Olympics, people struggled hard to get that gold medal with that 10 seconds or so. But with the guy with 9.6 or 9.7 seconds, this guy seamlessly and fearlessly go. Because I have seen him that he is only running himself. And he was literally making. See, that is what is all about. We learn from a sport, and that what is that we are scaring for? We are thinking that if our dream, our vision, our life is something we are talking about, we are very clear about what we are. If you have a crystal clear clarity of your life, I strongly tell every child, don't fear. Because if your clarity is there, you are going to walk the destination. So don't fear the destination. Please continue the path of life what you want. It will be
Because before this pandemic, an 8th standard student, now after this pandemic, he have came to 10th, and he is in the fear of his board exams, that is public exam.
No, he has completed 9th before the 8th only, because he was doing so much studies. Because that psychologically he doesn't know. But if I know, a lot of child have been seeing, because they are in the home, their only time was spending only on computers, only on the. They were been searching. And at least a teacher would have disciplined him by telling, this is the syllabus, and we were disciplined, the syllabus was split for whole year. But here the child was reading beyond a class. If the class was 1 hour, every child was doing 3 hours class in every day for the whole of the year. That was the fear for me. I said, why the child is overdoing themselves? Right? Not required, right? You are playing a test, you are not for a 2020 game. You should understand that. Why you are so much hurry? Why you are hurry? Settle down, calm. The pressure should not be taken. I say that this is where one has to be very, very careful that, I'm not in a hurry to go. Fear. Every child is successful. I'm very tell you. Pandemic was a very, very little challenge. Except for that, the child has taken more stress. If it was in a school, the teacher would have himself or herself would have structured the subject syllabus. But here, that was the threat that they were overdoing themselves. I think every child is very, very. But only sad part of it, they missed that prime year for themselves. Because what we spent in our schools, every child missed that whole year. Because a school is a school era, right? You miss a whole year. That is where a sad part of a child. Then that pandemic has given every child more confidence that they
more opportunity.
They are more hunger now, because they say, please give me. I want to go to a school or a college.
Exactly.
So to teach them that you have to read more, pandemic has taught them more. That's what my strong feeling. That's what my observation towards a lot of kids are.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. And sir, on this Teachers' Day, I would like to ask you, who is your favorite teacher, sir, and what inspired you from them?
See, personally, I can't share any personal teacher that way. But yes,
Okay.
in my college, I had a zoology lecturer. So, the teacher used to very be for me. She appears to be a very tough teacher for me. So in the college also, I used to fear her to face eye to her. So I had my own little bit of small pranks in the college, and she used to admire. But when the time came up, when I completed my graduation and just coming out, the teacher calls me and says that you need to, what type of a job you are looking for, what you want to do. It never happens in any college because I have a lot of favorite teachers that way, but a subject links you to the teacher. That's what I strongly feel. But here is a teacher where she walked into me and said, now you're completing your graduation. I know your financial condition, what you want to do in your life. Very strange feeling. And she became very favorite to me. And she was our head of the department, zoology. And she was telling me, this is life. And normally we don't get somebody voluntarily coming and telling. And she remains a very special person in my life. And she guided me how to go, how to approach an interview, what is that you have to look forward. And this particular teacher, you student approaching a teacher, teacher telling, and a teacher calling you voluntarily. I don't know where she gathered a lot of information about me, my family background, financial things. She said, "There's a high time you need to go. This is where you have to study." And she remains very, very special person. So, because she played a role of a mentor at that time, which was
Okay, sir. It was really great to know about her. And okay, sir. And can you share me any one unforgettable memory of your school time, sir?
school was more of a, what you call, it's something called, I always tell everybody in the school, a school is a running race. Okay, so you are more waiting to complete the 10th standard. I don't know why we are there today. When I repent back, I still want to go back to the 8th standard and 10th standard. And one of the funniest moments is that I was always a topper in a school. So all the teachers loved me. So teacher used to love me. One given day, that too on a teacher's day. And the best part is they don't know that I'm so and so, and they told me to lead the school, in the prayer. So the most fumblest moment I was fumbling in that, but I grew up not telling the true identity of ourselves till we have completed our course of life. Then I started telling who we are, which family we belong to, because we don't want that shadow of anybody to fall on us, that so and so, because of that you became. So that was never shown to the world. But still, on a teacher's day, when I have to go onto a stage where you have to do a prayer meeting and you have to be the leader on the 10th standard, you know.
Actually, that was what my next question, and you told the answer in words. Because I wanted to know that in your school days, how you have been treated during Teachers' Day, as your grandson, as you're the grandson
No,
of
no,
Dr.
no,
Radhakrishnan.
no, nobody knows, sir.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Even past 4 years back, also nobody knows. Yeah. In our family, it knows that we should not tell anything about our family.
And in your school, there will be celebration for Teachers' Day, and you will be
Yeah,
participating
we
in
are
that,
part
right?
of. I used to give teachers because I was a school monitor, so I used to be allowed to give the gift to every teacher who come. The, the principal used to give us a lot of gifts. He said, now you are to go and give it to the teacher. So we have been told never to disclose our identity. And today, every teacher, whomever I meet them, they will always tell me that you never told us.
Yeah.
This is what say that they are now feel proud of.
So the teacher might be feeling very proud, right? Because
And they're all
Dr. Radhakrishnan's grandson is my
not,
student.
not, not only teachers, my classmates, my
That's
friends, my colleagues, all feel very happy. What it told them on that.
once. I think some noise is disturbing us. Okay. Now it's clear, it seems.
So today they all feel that I have not told them that I'm so and so's family member. So we've been told not to be disclosed that. So we are away from that. So our families are away, and we never shared, any real-time identity. The only reason is that in our family, the rule is that everybody has to grow themselves without any identity.
I could able to visualize what you are saying because I could able to see that school. I could able to see that how you would have been there during the
Correct.
Teachers' Day and all.
True, true, true. Now I am
Really,
part
it's
of
it's a
every.
great memory, sir.
Now I am part of every teacher's day. Of course, tomorrow also I'm
Yeah.
part of Karnataka state government's with the state minister of Karnataka at the state
Yes.
days. Today I'm proud, and I always go because after achieving the laurels of life and you have done everything, today you can say that you are so and so. But in school days, I'm part of it. We were enjoying it, and that's very pleasant memories. But not sharing also is very passionate.
Yeah, you will be having in your mind, right, that you have some secret and you are not going to say anybody.
But still, you're part of that student community. If you had told,
So you haven't shared this even to your friends, sir? Your best friend?
nobody, I can tell you.
Nobody.
Nobody knows it. Maybe
Okay.
my dad would have told my principal, administrators. I'm not sure, but I don't think
Okay.
anybody knows us except the principal or the secretary of the college might be knowing. But it was no different. We have been treated as any other person.
Yes.
And we loved it actually. Maybe if at all we'd been told, I would have missed the final moments of my life. So it is always better not to tell. Today, of course, there is a need of the come because I have to shoulder the responsibility of carrying a legend, big legends on your shoulder. So today I take it as a duty and responsibility of the family to carry this legacy forward. So that is where I am there now.
Yes, that was so beautiful, sir. And sir, actually, now Destiny and Sudiksha is collaborated, right, together to bring a revolution in education. So, what do you feel about this mission, sir?
See, I have been talking to a lot of people on the education front. Let me tell you that I've been talking to a lot of people on the online platform. What inspired Destiny when I was talking to the promoters of Destiny? We have spent a lot of time. Believe me, I think more than 3 to 4 days I was with the team of Destiny. You know, believe me, 2 days till the time I was busy with my own schedule. This was absolutely unscheduled meeting happened. Normally it doesn't happen. I want to really share this with you people. Why Destiny became the name itself is synonym of it. That Destiny only takes people together. But what was inspiring was really, I'm telling you, I was touched. Because it was an unsolicited meeting. I was literally not willing to meet somebody because I don't know who are them. And suddenly somebody comes and says, no, they are from Chennai. They want to meet you. I said that it's somebody imposing a rule on you, right? So you're with your busy schedule. I really want to meet this gentleman. First day went off, lot of discussion. I was not that keen. Second day went off. The third day, very serious. The reason behind, and suddenly I was telling that, can you wait for one more day? One of the directors said, yes, I'm willing. The next director was telling, sir, he has come from a hospital bed, who was about to be operated. He just traveled all the way to only meet you because we told him to. It was touching. Such an youngster, what an attitude. Today we let go things. We say, okay, what is so great? Today we'll meet him next. I can meet him next month. Let me come back to. What an attitude! Somebody can come from the bed. I think that my life changed after that. I can tell you that. What the love, all the love goes to that boy. I forgot that boy's name. I know
Rahul, sir. Rahul Chandra.
Yeah, Mr. Rahul. Yeah.
Yes.
I know why. I had a fracture. I can tell you.
He's the founder of Destiny, sir.
No, I had a fracture one day. I know the pain.
Yeah. Yes.
What it used to be painful. With the painkiller, this boy is so willing, traveling all the way for more than 7 to 8 hours journey and only to meet me. And 2 days I told him not to meet me, not given him importance. Third day, with the same excitement, was sitting in my office. He still said that I'm going to ready to wait for you. I want to. I said, then after that, it was me altogether. I was pushing. I want to tie up with destiny, because if not him, I think that will happen. Then I understood what passion this boy would have had to give back something to that people, that too in the field of education, right?
Yes, sir.
Highly impressive. Today, when somebody called me and said it is for destiny, I immediately stopped everything. I said, no, please give him the time. I want to meet them, because this will be the great memory for me, because I will be meeting a lot of people in a day. A lot of people do come. A lot of people say, sir, we are busy. Oh, we are not meeting. They'll come back after 2 months at the time. And, we asked them to stay back for one more day. It was not intentional, but people say, no, busy. We are also busy. So things will not go. But this gentleman says, sir, I want to do. I want to tie up with the Diksha Guru. I want to be there. And we are reinventing the way it has to be. Then the whole of the session, I was sitting with this. Immediately I told him, I called one top man of this country's politics. I told him, sir, I want you to hear this voice. Google Meet was arranged to him. I said, now, yes. Member of Parliament, he said, yes, I want to talk to this boy. Because he said, the way you are telling about these two people. I said, sir, somebody can travel on a fracture, was about to get operated. Only for his passion, if he can travel so long, if we support him, he can go anywhere for a pleasure. So, hats off to the peoples of destiny. And
thank you, sir.
Congratulations. And more than destiny, I am proud that I am part of destiny. Suchakar proudly associated with the
Thank
destiny.
you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Across
thank
the
you
globe.
so much.
And this is a story for me rest of my life to share with a lot of youngsters, that if at all something to be told, please follow Mr. Rahul. So,
thank you so much, sir. That was really great words from you, sir. It really inspired me. Thank you.
A great beginning will be a great things to achieve. But if you've done,
yes.
This was the beginning. So, see,
and being as a senior mentor of destiny, and it shows me that how responsible I am to give more better education to the students of our nation. Thank you so much for this inspiration, sir.
If I'm not taking your time, I'll share you an incident.
Yeah.
There was a day when we want to do a cycle expedition. What made me inspired by this? Okay? We were in NCT. I've been given the charge of scouting for sponsors.
Okay.
And I was a very young college guy, so where to know? We don't understand sponsorship. Who will entertain a student to come, And what made me to inspired by destiny, I'll tell you. I just gone back 30 years back with Mr. Rahul. So one day the Lieutenant Colonel called me and said, Mr. Sharma, I want you to spearhead the sponsorship, because once you get sponsorship, I can approve your cycle expedition for South India. I said the cycle expedition should happen, sir, because we are a team of 13 youngsters who want to travel entire South, spread the peace and harmony. So I want to go. Then who is going to go? So I went to my dad and said, Papa. He said, Papa said, no, I will not tell you anybody. It's your choice. Now you should learn how to get it. So if you are passionate about going to cycling, you're passionate about it is your responsibility how passionate you are going to go. So I said, thank you very much. So what to do? So I went to it. I bought some directories. I found out the VVIPs of the town. And I found one big gentleman, a very big gentleman. I went to him, and he is a secretary of a big college, not from our college, from a different college. So I met him early morning. He said, no, come back tomorrow. So next day I went. He said, no, come back tomorrow. So I went the third day. And after that he said, no, I am ready to do. But let me give you one reference. Because of your persistence, I'll give you one reference. After that, I will also help you whatever you require. But the gentleman never committed me anything. He's a very senior man. I said, you are not committed, but you want to give me a reference. I don't know what was the object. At that time, I didn't know. So I went to this gentleman. First day I went off, it was more than 11 hours sitting in the office. Exactly, whole day I was sitting in the office doing nothing in front of the receptionist. At the 11th hour, I felt like I was a little hungry. I went outside to have a small biscuit to come back. Exactly at that time, the chairman called me inside, but unfortunately the receptionist was finding me. I was not available. The time within 5 minutes I came, the recipient said, the chairman want to meet you, you are not there. I'm sorry, I can't give back your appointment. I said, never do. Again, so next day morning I was there, but this time around I made sure for even a biscuit I have not gone outside. And he sponsored, and he gave me only 2 minutes. He said, gentlemen, I'll give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes, I told whatever I want to do in the cycling. Immediately said the whole event is sponsored by me. And today he is my very, very good friend and a fellow Rotarian also. But at that time, and he keeps chanting this story that I've seen this boy as a college guy. Today he's a big entrepreneur itself. But that was a great remembrance. I said that if your persistence is there, if we feel what you want to do, if the honesty is there, things comes in fall in place. And when Rahul was started doing the same thing, I realized that college days came back to me again. So thanks to Rahul, and 3 cheers to all the team of district.
Thank you so much, sir. And I actually, my next question is that you are a very important person and you have many schedules, right? Now, can you tell me how you value your time, sir? Can you teach something to manage time?
Honestly, I tell you, if anybody who have a dream and a passion,
Yes.
their calendar and a clock should not be 24 hours.
Yes.
For me, I keep borrowing the next day's program.
Yeah.
Right? And if you are able to identify that, there's nothing called time. Your time is till you are born today. That is your time.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Right? Only thing, what is the challenge for me will be, I always prioritize. Right?
Prioritize.
So I have so much time in my life that I still have a lot of time to people. So time is all about how you prioritize, what you are supposed to do, right? I don't waste time. So I don't have a time to waste. So you have a lot of time. So if you waste time, planning so many unscheduled meetings, or what is the purpose, you do something, and of course 50 hours also is less for you.
Yes.
You don't need to plan it. You have 24 hours in a day is a huge time for anybody.
Yes.
You should know what you are supposed to do. You should understand what to prioritize. And if you know very clearly that this is my agenda for the day, and you are very clear, you are still many times available for you, but do something more than what you are supposed to do. First, prioritize what is the A, B, and C. If A, B, C is clear, then anything after that, you have a lot of time, then you can do for yourself. But a lot of times I do what I find people who say I don't have a time. Is the people who say they have an agenda, they want to do something, but they do so many things which is not in their bucket list only, their choices list only. I said, nobody forced you to do that. Why you are doing it? Correct? See,
Yes, sir.
if I have no idea of watching a movie at this moment, right? Why you go and watch a movie? And one day I want to watch a movie, I don't give an interview. I don't do my business. So it's all about, you want to watch a movie, I should know how I plan my movie. So movie is a 3 hours. So you should know that this 3 hours, from 7 to 10, I'm watching a movie, right? So I keep watching movies. I watch Parallel Olympics. I watch Olympics. So a lot of people made fun of me and said, sir, you are so busy scheduled watching Olympics. I said, it comes once in a blue moon, once in 4 years. If I don't see, I miss something, golden moments of my life. Today also I see one gentleman getting gold and one gentleman for silver. Together, first time on the podium. I was watching the national anthem is coming up. Somebody was kept on calling me, please come. I said, no, this is a great golden moment for me. You have to cherish that moment. So if time is all about cherishing the moment, whatever you are doing, right? If you are in a race, you can't do anything. So why you are racing yourself? Why you are pushing yourself? You have a lot of time. You can comfortably plan. Do what is necessary. And I always tell people, don't do unnecessary things, because that way you tell you don't have a time. I tell it's all our own mistakes. You don't need to plan. You have 24 hours, and I sleep 2 hours a day. I sleep at early morning at 2 o'clock. I get up at 4 o'clock. So that keeps my body hale and healthy. And 2 hours a day for past 17 years is keeping me hale and healthy. Absolutely healthy man. So if somebody says I need to sleep for 10 hours a day, their choice. So what is your choice? And I keep buying companies, I keep creating companies. My passion is creating jobs. And if this is your passion, keep enjoying and doing that only. No, my passion is not sleeping. My passion is not that I have to go for walking somewhere. No, what is mine? If you think this is yours, you want to write a story, don't waste your time, keep writing story. If you want to tell, I want to be a teacher, keep doing only teaching to a lot of people. Why you limit yourself? Only 10 students, 20 students. You teach 100 people. I said, Destiny, I was telling the same thing. I said, why only Tamil Nadu? I will take you all India. Why only all India? We take it to the world. We educate everybody. Entire India, world is not educated. Entire world is not literate. We think that Europe is literate. No, they are more illiterate than us. I know that. So when we can spread it, when we started business in the other greater countries, I can tell you there was people lack of job. They were not even qualified. They don't know the other language. They don't know English also. So we made sure they get English. We told them basics how to do. We taught them basic computers. So it's all about how passionate you do. If that is a passion, nothing have a priority. If you don't know a passion, you don't prioritize. I think nobody have time. We are all timeless people. It's all about ageless body and timeless mind. Simple.
That was really great, sir. I got a lot to learn from you today. And okay, sir, I'm going to end. And my last question for you of today. Please share a message of motivation to our young students, sir, who are watching you right now.
See, why I'm here today, if you all will be, it was my willingness to come, okay? A lot of people do call me, okay? A lot of certain meetings I do come, and the reason is one. I was a great student, okay?
Yes, sir.
I was a great teacher. Today I tell them, the next generation should take people like me. I always tell them that it is not boasting. You have to get inspired. We share our process. This is my duty, that if it can reach to 100 children and if it can motivate them, that they are going to be successful, if that is going to be passionate, I tell them that it's my duty to change the world and people should get inspired, the walk of life. Everybody have a story to tell. Everybody have a journey to travel. If that is the case, every child I tell them, start writing your own story. Your destiny is in your own hands. You are the father of your destiny, nobody else. Don't give the keys to the world. Don't give keys to the neighbor. Don't keep them. You keep your keys with you only. And how many number of locks you open in your life, your destiny keeps reinventing yourself. I think that is all about what destiny is doing, correct? So when you start reinventing yourself, you become a scientist, you become an artist, you become a politician, you become a teacher, you become anything and everything in life, all in your own life. You celebrate. Life is all about celebration. This is the best part of life. A human life is the most golden, precious thing God gifted to every individual in this. More particularly for a student and a youngster, I always tell them that you are to be proud that you are born to this world and this country. And if you are not for India, you should not have born with anybody else. This is a great country, a great soil, with the legends are born. Start buying an autobiography whenever you go. Today also, whenever I go to any airport, my first book is been Higginbotham's. I pick up a book of an autobiography because that is the only inspiration. A book can give you an inspiration. Keep reading the walk of life. And you know that everybody would have traveled a journey, very, very tough journeys, tough life, all the roads, all types of roads people would have traveled, and they overcome every opportunities, every obstacles in their lives to see that they are successful. And if you think they are successful, I always tell one thing in life, if somebody can do, I can definitely do. If I can do, anybody in this world can do. So if you keep this in mind, you are the most successful person in life. So keep this in mind, every child, that anybody who has done in this world, they have done their duty. And if they all have done, you can also do. That is what is precisely about learning the life of Dr. Radhakrishnan, is that he has told that if I can do from a humble beginning to become the highest chair in this country, every child in this country can dream that. If he can do, I can do. If I can do, every person around me can do much, 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 much more than anybody can. And if you have this belief in yourself, I think India is the most successful nation in the world. I think we want to see personally a great nation, a great child, a great parent, and a great teacher. I'm wishing one and all who are watching, who are going to hear, who are going to see it, there's only one thing, that you are born to a great country. Happy Teachers Day to each one of you. I carry billions of hope, billions of a dream, billions of blessings, billions of wishes to every child in this country that you belong here and you have to make this nation proud. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience, sir. I know your time is very valuable, and I personally I feel much motivated by speaking with you, sir. I hope all our students and teachers would have inspired with your advices and your life experience, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable time.